Hello and welcome to the Cinder Track. The Cinder Track is a specific part of National Cycle Network's Route 1. It runs from Whitby to Scarborough in Yorkshire. Where will it take us indeed? Our ride started just outside of Whitby, so we headed down to the start so we could film the route from the very beginning. After you go under this bridge, take a sharp left and head up to the trail proper. From the map you can see that we start today's filming in Whitby, and then we head slowly south through Ravenscough and down to Scarborough. We pause briefly in Scarborough before heading back north. The Cinder Track was built on the route of the former Scarborough to Whitby Railway, which ran from 1885 until 1965 when it was closed. It is now a mostly off-road route for walkers, horse riders and cyclists who want to travel up and down the North York moors, skirting the coast. Much of the route is surfaced in cinders, hence its name. The route out of Whitby is nowhere near as steep as you would expect if you have ever ridden or driven out of Whitby by road. The construction we're about to cross is actually Larpool Viaduct, and I've shown it in a picture so that you can see what it looks like from a distance. It is a 13-arch, 120-foot high brick viaduct which opened in 1855 to carry the railway over the River Esk. We actually stayed in a rented cottage just underneath it, so on a much windier day I tried to get some images of it via a drone, but with no gimbal and a lot of wind the footage isn't up to much. Although the drone does give you an appreciation of just how tall the viaduct actually is. I've ridden the Cinder Track a couple of times, and it's always worth stopping and peering over the edge of the viaduct towards Whitby, as it's a breathtaking sight. The route can be quite busy at the height of summer, and you are pretty much guaranteed to see many more walkers than cyclists, as it appears to be much more popular as a walk. Much of the Cinder Track is tree-lined like this, and it is set apart from the hustle and bustle of the roads, which are never too far away. Over the years the cinder surface has been damaged by bad weather or has just been eroded away naturally. As a result of this, and that the route appears to have received little maintenance, I would recommend that you ride this trail on a mountain bike or hybrid fitted with suspension. If you are a little more adventurous and are used to riding a CX or gravel bike, then that could be an option, although I don't think it'd be very comfortable. If you are not bringing your own bikes up to Whitby, then the Trailways bike hire shop may be an option for you. There are several road crossings or short road sections which we will have to navigate. The busiest crossing is here, but we have now been provided with traffic lights which should help make it much safer. I should have perhaps turned the camera towards the left here, as the views down to the sea and over the cliffs were fantastic. There are some very high points along the route where the views down to the sea are enhanced even more. Along some of these sections you can see evidence of the beating severe weather can cause to the Cinder Track. I always look forward to the rolling descent dropping down into Robin Hood's Bay. Robin Hood's Bay is a small picturesque fishing village that has always been a great tourist attraction in the area. Once you reach it, you have about 15 miles more to go to Scarborough. After the gradual descent we hit Robin Hood's Bay and we use a road section to pass through it. The route through the village is well signposted, so it's easy to follow. If you're looking to take a break here, we can highly recommend the Victoria Hotel, which is down the road to the left. Otherwise, public toilets can be found in the central car park. After a quick comfort break, we continue on the road section and head out of Robin Hood's Bay. After the central car park, only a short stint on the road is required to deliver us to the next off-road section of the Cinder Track. The elaborate poster I left here is actually the National Cycle Network's official signage. Although maintenance along the trail appears to be minimal, some parts of it, mostly the ones within the heavily wooded areas, appear to be standing up to the elements and the test of time well. I think I mentioned before that the trail's quite undulating. Here's a bit of a dip and a climb to show you what it's all about. John decided to take a turn on the front and drive the peloton forward. This is a junction to watch out for. You have to roll down the hill a little bit in order to realign yourself with the old railway route. You can tell you're back on the right path when you're going under some of the original railway bridges like this one. One of the highest points on the route is Ravenscar. Much of the ascent is surfaced unevenly as it has been affected badly by the weather and eroded by use. This can make the climb from the Whitby side hard work. Luckily, just before we reach Ravenscar there is the country's best placed picnic table. Anyone who uses this table will have fantastic views along the coast and back to Whitby. We stopped at the picnic table and used it as an opportunity to take some photographs and have a short break. After about 10 minutes and a bunch of photos, we headed out, preparing for the final climb to Ravenscar. It's a bit like the cobbled classics, but not as long. Once you reach the summit of the cobbled climb, you're in Ravenscar. It's another small coastal village and it marks the halfway point of the Cinder Track, or close enough. From here, it's around 10 miles down to Scarborough. Ravenscar has an interesting history. Plans were made to turn the village into a holiday resort at the turn of the 19th-20th century. It was to rival nearby Scarborough. Roads were built, sewers were laid and a few houses were built too, but due to the long trek to its rocky beach, Ravenscar never achieved any kind of popularity and the development was left unfinished. After a short road section through Ravenscar we leave it behind as we once again hit the rough stuff. Once we were well out of Ravenscar, we were able to take advantage of a few more long downhill sections. If you like tree-lined routes, then there is an abundance of sections for you throughout the Cinder Track. These sections of the trail are quite well surfaced and don't appear to have been badly damaged at all. The double gates here also give me a chance to have a breather and let John practice his gate holding skills. Here we are passing Cloughton Station tea rooms. We often stop here when we're on the trail, and in fact we did stop on the return journey. You can nip round the back with your bikes if you use the gate where the little cute dog is. This is Burniston's road crossing. Here we can use the pavement and the traffic lights to cross over. It's well signed so you can't go too far wrong. Burniston is located around 4 miles from Scarborough. Today is the day that I lose all bike handling skills and I failed to make it smoothly over the bridge. A final short section of road around the outskirts of Scarborough lets us zigzag around and hunt down the last off-road section, which takes us down to the recreation centre and Sainsbury's. On this ride we actually plan to turn around at Sainsbury's and then head back up to the tea rooms. You would go left off Lancaster Way and then right at the junction with Station Road and then take your immediate next left into Chesterfield Close. On your right at the bottom you should see a sign pointing towards the off-road section. The final part of the trail is reasonably easy to follow, so while you watch our last few hundred yards of the route, let's have a look at the scores for the Cinder Track, or the National Cycle Network's Route 1 between Whitby and Scarborough. For time taken, we awarded the Cinder Track 5 wheels. We had almost 6 hours of moving time and we also stopped for tea and cake for a good 45 minutes. Make a day of it and take in the scenery is our advice. At almost 45 miles out and back, we awarded the Cinder Track 5 wheels out of 5 for the distance. Undulating is a word that comes to mind. The terrain is variable from grinding ups to sweeping downs, with some flat bits in between. We awarded the terrain 4 wheels. We awarded technical difficulty 2 wheels out of 5. A reasonably confident off-road cyclist should be able to handle the Cinder Track through the worst of its surfaces, be that cinder, mud or rocks. Overall, we awarded the Cinder Track 4 wheels out of 5. Parts of the route could do with some maintenance to make it more family friendly, but all in all, with reasonable skills and the right bike, it's a very enjoyable cycle route. I will more than likely be returning to ride the route in the future, and if any significant work has been done, I will update you all. All in all, this is a great coastal route for the confident off-road cyclist. Cycle hire is available on the route if you are just visiting the area, and there are plenty of places to make pit stops for food and drink, or just to take in the views. Get out there and breathe in that sea air. If you enjoyed the video, please like and share. If you would like to see more of the routes that we cycle, then please subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to use the comments section below. If you would like to see another video straight away, there will be links to 3 more on the screen for you now. Until next time, stay safe on those trails and thanks for watching.